Morning, I'm Srihari. I'm doing internship at LEXIS and Company. I'm studying at Presidency University, Bangalore. Today, my topic is powers and jurisdiction of High Court. This is one of the most important topics as you study in hierarchy or structure of the courts, or it is known as single integrated judicial system in India. In this, you will study about the powers and the jurisdiction of the court, that is Supreme Court. Like Supreme Court is the final court where the cases is being heard only in terms of English, whereas High Court it is one of the court where most appeals has been common in terms of civil and the criminal cases, whereas in District Court or subordinate court it is the court where you can fight for a particular case in particular language, in your native language. But in Supreme Court the case will be heard only in English. So coming on to our topic, that is powers and jurisdiction of High Court. The High Court have the power to decide the cases which are brought directly to it. This power is known as original jurisdiction. Whereas in appellant jurisdiction, sorry, it's not appellant High Court, it's appellant jurisdiction, where when a High Court hears an appeal which is against the subordinate court or lower court, is called as appellant jurisdiction. So explaining more on the topic, that is original jurisdiction. The original jurisdiction of High Court is very limited. The cases are being formed on the basis of the violation of the fundamental right that have been mostly heard, as you have read in Article 42 of the Indian Constitution, that are power to issue writs. That are 5 types of writs that are being categorized, that are mandamus, quo warranto, prohibition, habeas corpus. In this, the original jurisdiction of the High Court have been heard directly, which are brought under these matters, where the High Court can hear the appeal against the judgment of the subordinate court. In civil cases, the appeal and jurisdiction extend to such all cases which involve an amount exceeding to 5 lakh, and any party who has any civil dispute is dissatisfied with the decision can appeal against the decision of the district court in the High Court. Coming to other power, that is transfer of cases to the High Court. Transfer of cases to the High Court, it means that if a High Court is satisfied any case is pending to the in a subordinate court and it involves any substantial matter of law, then a substantial matter in terms of interpretation of any constitution, the High Court may withdraw the case from the lower court, and after examining the case, the High Court may either dispose it off or may return it to the lower court with the instruction for the disposal of the case. This is the other point, that is transfer of cases to the High Court. First we read about what is original jurisdiction, second appellant jurisdiction, third is that what is original jurisdiction, and fourth we have now read about transfer of cases to the High Court. Fifth is that superintendence of subordinate court. It means that the High Court has a judicial and administrative power over all the High Courts in matter. It exercises the power over its subordinates. The High Court may call for any information from the lower court and may ask or issue any general rule if they are regulating, if prescribing the prescribing the norm for regulating the practice and proceedings, and it may issue the direction from time to time it may deem necessary. Also, it's one of other characters that it can make the rules and regulation relating to appointments or demonstration or any promotion or leave of absence of any officers of subordinate courts. Whereas sixth, the court of order. A High Court is a court of record like a Supreme Court, where a lower court in a state are bound to follow the decision of the High Court, which are cited as a precedents. Precedents mean the normal judgments, like for example we have one of the famous app which relate to the judgment related to IPC, where they put all the cases regularly updates on the basis which have been heard. So this is one of the High Court where they has right to punish and contempt disrespect. So this is what the powers and jurisdiction of the High Court which I want to discuss in this video. That was first. I will like to revise what I said so that you have more clarity on this. First is that the original jurisdiction definition, the power to hear and decide the cases which are brought directly to in its matter is known as original jurisdiction, where the High Court have the power to appeal. The High Court have power to hear the appeal against the subordinate court in case there is any substantial law question involved in interpretation of constitution, as well as the High Court is one of the court where most of the appeals is being heard in both civil matter as well as criminal matter. In original jurisdiction also, for example, in one of the case, that is Bishop Franco, which was where the judgment was now satisfied to the sisters of the church, so they can go for an appeal for the High Court. So this is one example I have been giving to you all. And original jurisdiction, as I said, where there's an the scope is very limited, but the cases of alleged violation of fundamental right can be started. And the High Court and Supreme Court, where we talked about Article 42 writs in the Constitution of India, like habeas corpus, cerito, quo warranto, prohibition, mandamus. And coming to other, we have discussed about transfer of cases to the High Court, whenever when the decision is not satisfied by the person who is filed against the case, can go for the appeal in High Court, which involves any substantial matter of interpretation of Constitution. Second is that superintendence over superintendence. It means that superintendence of subordinate court to High Court. It means similar matter that the High Court has all the power and control over all subordinate court in matter of judicial or administrative nature in excess of power over subordinates. The High Court may call for any information from the lower court and also make rules and norms for appointment, promotion, or leave of absence of officer. And as I said, court of record is also like the Supreme Court in lower state, where they are bound to make the decisions, that they are bound to cite the precedents which have been passed time to time, as a High Court is power to punish the contempt and disrespect if they do not follow. So this is what today's video is about. If you have any doubt, you can post it on comment box. If you like, please subscribe and share. If you have any doubt, I will answer as soon as possible. This video is for only educational purpose. Thank you.